Barbie. This film left literally no one indifferent. To this day, the whole world passionately discusses this story with passion, anger and admiration. The creators of the film managed to bring men and women together not only on the screen but also in real life. I will tell you in the next few minutes how this movie was created and everything you didn't know about Barbie. My name is Dan K and this is the DK Now channel. It's going to be interesting and informative. The Barbie project was announced back in 2009, but since then the idea has undergone numerous changes and passed through the hands of 3 studios. Initially, Universal Pictures owned the project, and in 2014 the rights were transferred to Sony Pictures. Jenny Biggs was initially chosen as the screenwriter, but she was replaced by Diablo Cody after a year. In late 2016, negotiations began with Amy Schumer for the lead role, and she and Kim Caramel were asked to rewrite the script. Schumer excited the project in 2017 when it was announced that Lydia Jones would direct with Olivia Milch writing the script. Anne Hathaway was set to play the lead role, and in 2018 the project finally moved to Warner Bros. Finally. When director Greta Gerwig took on the film's direction, she insisted on conducting team building activities, including overnight stays for the actors and film charge sessions. All the Barbie dolls were invited to spend the night at a London hotel, while the Kens were invited as guests, but not for an overnight stay.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend-boyfriend.
Gosling apparently couldn't attend, but didn't want his absence to go unnoticed. The actor sent a gift in the form of kilt-wearing Scotsman playing the violin and reciting lines from Braveheart. Additionally, every Sunday the entire cast gathered at the Electric Cinema in Notting Hill to watch movies related to the Barbie film's plot. The group began calling these weekly meetings Film Church. The creators of the film always envisioned only Ryan Gosling in the role of Ken. Ryan himself agreed to play Ken after seeing his daughter's toy Ken covered in mud next to a lemon slice. He took a photo of this toy and sent it to director Greta Gerwig, confirming his willingness to take on the role. Gal Gadot was considered for the role of Barbie, but during the early stages of the film's development, she was committed to another project. Margot Robbie, who was initially attached to the Barbie film only as a producer, reluctantly agreed to play Barbie herself on the condition that there would be a diverse group of Barbie dolls in the movie.
Yes, Barbie changed everything.
Initially, Margot Robbie, who was a producer of the film, had the authority to insist on her choice for Barbie. However, she informed Greta Gerwig that by choosing her as a director, she would respect any casting decisions made by Gerwig, including the lead role. According to casting director Alison Jones, Bowen Young, Dan Levy and Ben Platt turned down offers to play various versions of Ken, and Jonathan Groff declined the role of Alan. Saoirse Ronan was also considered for a role in the film, but scheduling conflicts prevented her from participating in the shoot. Ronan had previously collaborated with Greta Gerwig on the films Lady Bird and Little Women. Michael Cera said that his casting for the role of Alan was made literally at the last moment. He explained, "Somehow I got Greta's email address, probably through a mutual acquaintance, and I wrote to her like, can I be in the movie, can I play this role? And she said, let's have a Zoom meeting right now, here's a Zoom link, I'll be there in an hour. And she was just handing out on Zoom like, click the link when you're ready. Then we talked about it and it all happened very quickly." The film uses a stylish font characteristic of the Barbie brand from the period 1975 till 1991. The Barbie logo is usually updated with each generation. The film plays on the traditional Barbie image. Until 2015, all Barbie dolls had legs designed for high heels, until the Barbie fashionista model with flat feet was introduced, which could also wear different types of shoes, albeit different from the traditional high heels. Of course, the scene where Barbie switches from high heels to tiptoes is a reference to the traditional Barbie's body shape.
My heels are on the ground. I'm no longer on tiptoes.
Margot Robbie has been a fan of Barbie since childhood, and she once received a Barbie dollhouse as a Christmas gift. The actual Barbie dolls are 22% larger than everything in Barbie's world to illustrate the awkward, disproportionate scale at which real Barbies and Barbie sets are produced. This is why Barbie sometimes seems too big for items like her car, or why ceilings appear too low in the dream house. Simu Liu demonstrated his backflip skills during dance rehearsals. Ryan Gosling's reaction to this bragging inspired Greta Gerwig to come up with a storyline about rivalry between the Kens in the film. At Greta Gerwig's request, all the actors playing Kens trained and did physical conditioning every morning in the same gym to maintain their relationships and competitiveness. America Ferrera's real-life husband, Ryan Pierce Williams, plays her husband in this film. Throughout the entire film, Margot Robbie wore 18 weeks. Composer Mark Ronson wrote the song I'm Just Ken as a joke and recorded a demo for Greta Gerwig, not accepting it to be seriously included in the soundtrack. However, Gerwig liked the song, and when she shared it with Ryan Gosling, he felt that it added a lot to Ken's character.
I'm just Ken, anywhere else
The actor immediately advocated for the song to become a separate musical number in the film. Ronson noted that he was amazed at how Gosling's interpretation of the song improved upon his initial concept. Margot Robbie had two requests for director Greta Gerwig. Firstly, she wanted a slide in Barbie's house that went straight from her bedroom to the pool, and secondly, she insisted on having a Barbie mermaid featured in the film in some way. Both conditions were met. Interestingly, in the film, Barbie mermaid is portrayed by singer Dua Lipa, who also recorded the track for the movie. Her appearance is directly based on the blue Barbie Dreamtopia mermaid doll from 2018. Initially, Denise Richards was cast for the role of Barbie mermaid, but she had to drop out due to schedule conflicts with another project which was discovered at the last minute. Director Greta Gerwig is a big fan of Richards and cited Wild Things and Drop Dead Gorgeous as two of her favorite films. Barbie Land in this film was almost entirely created using practical effects, without computer graphics, and meticulous set design. All backgrounds are hand-painted sets, and most locations, such as the dream house, were real sets. The transition scenes between Barbie Land and the real world were also practical. Old-school filmmaking techniques, such as crew members turning cranks to create ocean waves, were used to convey the sense of movement. Greta Gerwig refused to cut a scene featuring an elderly woman standing up against studio executives saying, "I love this scene," and the elderly woman on the bench is costume designer Anne Roth. She is a legend. This is the dead end, guys.
You're so beautiful. I know it.
While it may seem in some ways that this moment is unnecessary and doesn't lead anywhere, Gerwig explained, "If I cut this scene, I won't understand what this film is about." And Roth, who has had a long and successful career dating back to the mid-1960s, was 91 years old at the time of the film's release. Although she still actively works as a costume designer, she did not create costumes for the film Barbie, and it marked her well-deserved acting debut in cinema. Fun fact, Margot Robbie shared that while working on this film, she found her old wishlist, and one of the goals on it was to meet Ryan Gosling. Eventually, they worked together in the movie, making it a delightful fulfillment of her wish. In the early concept of the film, all the Barbies in Barbietown had oar hands, designed to resemble the plastic hands of real Barbies. However, this idea didn't work well in the initial shooting tests, and eventually they abandoned it in favor of the actors using their hands as usual. Kate McKinnon was presumably the best actress at handling the oar hands and never broke them. Kate McKinnon wanted to take the Barbie house with a snow globe home, but the production team didn't allow her to do so. Later, Greta Gerwig revealed that she took it with her after filming. Cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto created a unique color palette specifically for this film, which Greta Gerwig dubbed Techni Barbie, in homage to the Technicolor format. The actors worked with personal trainers to prepare for their roles, with a special focus on core strengthening and Pilates workout. At one point, they did a plank exercise, and Margot Robbie won by holding the plank for 4 minutes and 10 seconds, surpassing Gosling by over a minute. He held the plank for 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Margot Robbie helped Ryan Gosling channel Ken's character by daily giving him pink gifts with beach items, subtly hinting that Ken's job essentially revolves around the beach. After the release of the Netflix series Sex Education with Emma Mackey, people often mistook her for Margot Robbie and vice versa. According to Robbie, director Greta Gerwig wanted Mackey to be in the cast so she could film a joke about their doppelganger resemblance. However, plans for this scene were cancelled after the actresses, dressed as Barbies, realized they didn't look alike at all. Production designer Sarah Greenwood mentioned that so much fluorescent pink paint from Roscoe was used for the set decorations that it caused an international shortage. However, according to Lauren Proud, a vice president of marketing at Roscoe, while a significant amount of paint was indeed used during production, the shortage was related to supply chain issues during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ken working sign originally started as a standard man working sign, but Michael Cera suggested the wordplay to make a humorous reference to Ken, Barbie's partner. The man working sign is typically a warning sign indicating that road workers are present on or near the roadway. Drivers should be cautious and prepared to reduce speed or stop if they encounter this sign. Ryan Gosling came up with the idea to show Sublime when Barbie tells Ken that she's ready to be his casual girlfriend.
Sublime!
The scene where he puts on 2 pairs of sunglasses was also improvised. Margot Robbie couldn't help but laugh while watching Ryan Gosling's acting in scenes where they were together. Because of this, she and Greta Gerwig developed a system where Margot tried to keep a smile on her face for as long as needed to shoot the scene before breaking character. In an interview, Margot Robbie revealed that many props in Barbie's world don't have clear text in any language. Instead, they're designed to look like children's handwriting. To promote the movie, many celebrities and public figures associated with Barbie were involved. Fans of rapper Nicki Minaj often refer to themselves as Barbs in honor of Barbie's name, and she contributed to the film's soundtrack. Her version of the song Barbie Girl, Barbie World, became very popular right after its release. Drag queen and comedian Trixie Mattel, whose persona is based on the Barbie doll of course, was also invited to the movie premiere. Azusa Sakamota, a nail art master, influential Barbie lifestyle blogger on YouTube, and a collector with over 1,000 dolls, was also invited to the film's premiere. In the movie, Ruth Handler mentions that she was arrested for tax evasion. This is indeed true. In the 1970s, there was an investigation into the financial dealings of the company, which led to Ruth Handler stepping down from her position as president of Mattel in 1974 and leaving the company in 1975. After the investigation, she faced charges of fraud and false reporting to U.S. Securities and Exchange Commissions, resulting in a fine of $57,000 and 2,500 hours of community service. In her statement, she attributed her illness, breast cancer, to her lack of focus on her business. Richard Dixon, the president and CEO of Mattel, once flew to the London film set to dispute with Greta Gerwig and lead actress Margot Robbie about an unspecified scene that, in his opinion, didn't align with the company's brand. Gerwig and Robbie convinced Dixon to keep the scene in the film by performing it for him on the set, as the nuances and intonations were not adequately conveyed on the script pages. Kate McKinnon's portrayal of Barbie in the film humorously references how a child might roughly treat a Barbie doll during play. The marks on her face are drawn with a marker, and her messy haircut reflects how a child might cut a doll's hair with scissors. References and Easter eggs. The opening of the film parodies the beginning of Stanley Kubrick's science fiction film 2001: A Space Odyssey. The Mattel CEO's office is also a reference to the War Room from another Kubrick film, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Even the lamp above the table is heart-shaped. Besides the parody and references to 2001: A Space Odyssey, the first 3 shots of the film use unaltered frames from that iconic film, with the fourth frame digitally altered to replace the skull with a shoe. The bikini and the appearance of Barbie in the first scene are a direct recreation of the original 1959 Barbie doll, which first appeared in stores in that year. When Barbie and Ken first drive into the real world, the odometer on the dashboard reads 03-1959, referencing the release of the first Barbie doll in March 1959. Barbie's full real name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. In the movie, her last name was changed to Handler in honor of Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie. Ryan Gosling's portrayal of Ken was inspired by the appearance of the 1979 sun-loving Malibu Ken, who also wore a turquoise swim trunk, had light hair, and a tan complexion. Barbie and Ken's roller skating outfits were inspired by the 1994 Hot Skating Barbie playset. Margot Robbie's Barbie character never wears rings on her fingers, which is a reference to the classic Barbie doll whose fingers are molded together, making it impossible to put rings on them. Barbie has 3 sisters, Skipper, Stacy, and Chelsea, and all of them are mentioned in the movie in some way. Skipper is the only sister who physically appears on screen. Stacy's doll is shown in the end credits, and her name is mentioned in the lyrics of the rap track Barbie World. Chelsea's name is written on drawings inside her purple clubhouse. It's visible when Will Ferrell exits the clubhouse towards the end of the film. In one scene in the movie, Barbie combs her hair with a giant comb. This is a reference to the standard hairbrush that used to come with most Barbie accessory sets until the 2010s, when the brush was gradually phased out to reduce costs and plastic waste. Prior to that, almost every Barbie doll came with a finger-sized brush, even if the doll couldn't use it due to hairstyle like braids, short hair, gel hair, etc. For his role as Ken, Ryan Gosling drew inspiration from his time at the Mickey Mouse Club, during which he shared the spotlight with other young talents who would go on to become stars such as Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and Justin Timberlake. Gosling said, "At some point I thought I had left that child behind. I realized I needed his help to be in this film. So I had to go back, make peace with him, and ask him for help. It was good for me." Issa Rae plays the role of President Barbie in the movie. Her appearance is based on the African-American version of the presidential Barbie from 2004, which featured a red pantsuit. Barbie for President is a Mattel doll line that first appeared in 1992, portraying Barbie as a presidential candidate, and this line continues to be released in every presidential election year. The scenes with the Kens riding invisible horses to the sound of hoofbeats, recorded with actual coconuts, are a reference to a joke from the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Michael Cera plays Alan, Ken's best friend, who was introduced in 1964. His girlfriend-turned-wife Mitch also appears in the film, portrayed by Emerald Fennell. Both characters had a canonical wedding in 1990 in the Wedding Day Mitch playset. Harry Neff, a transgender woman, plays one of the Barbies in the film. The first transgender Barbie doll released by Mattel was the Laverne Cox doll in 2022 as part of the tribute collection, celebrating outstanding women. Margot Robbie, who plays Barbie, previously portrayed actress Sharon Tate in Quentin Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The iconic Malibu Barbie doll was, by the way, inspired by Sharon's character in the film Don't Make Waves. Will Ferrell's character describes Barbie's world as a town in Sweden. In real life, Ferrell has strong connections to Sweden, his wife's home country, and he has been involved in several advertising campaigns to promote tourism in Sweden. Emerald Fennell plays Barbie's friend named Mitch in this film. Her appearance in this movie is specifically based on the pregnant Mitch and baby doll from the Happy Family line released in 2003. This doll became infamous due to controversy surrounding its release, as it was accused of promoting teenage pregnancy, even though this version of Mitch was an adult, and of portraying her as an unmarried young mother, despite Mitch having married Ken's friend Alan in 1990. The Mitch and baby doll's box originally lacked a cutout of Alan on the back, creating the impression that she was unmarried and pregnant. Due to this, Walmart removed the doll from its shelves, and Mattel replaced the box with a new one featuring a cutout image of Alan in the corner to make it clear that she was married. Additionally, the silver wedding ring on her finger was made thicker to be more noticeable. Rita Aria plays Barbie, who won the Pulitzer Prize in the film. She is not based on any specific Barbie doll, but in 2021, a commemorative Barbie doll of Ida B. Wells, also a Pulitzer Prize recipient, was released as part of the Inspiring Women series. Barbie descends from her house without using stairs in the film, because upon closer inspection it can be noticed that her dream house doesn't actually have stairs inside. This is a nod to the fact that early versions of Barbie's dream house did not have a staircase for Barbie to move between floors, so any child playing with the doll would have to jump from one floor to another, defying the laws of physics. Sharon Rooney plays Barbie's lawyer in the film. While a specific Barbie lawyer has never been released, the closest examples being Career Girl Barbie from 1963, Business Executive Barbie from 1992, and Working Woman Barbie from 1999. In 2003, a Barbie Elle Woods was released as a promotional tie-in with the release of the movie Legally Blonde 2, A Red, White and Blonde. Fun fact, on August 4th, 2023, for the 40th birthday of the film's director Greta Gerwig, Ryan Gosling surprised her by sending a dance group to perform the song I'm Just Ken during her morning Pilates session. At the end of the film, the montage with video clips of women consists of footage from the real lives of the actors and production crew's family members and friends. Margot Robbie also mentioned that the video of women applying blush to her cheek was footage she personally shot with a friend who was getting married. Just 2 weeks after its release in theaters, Barbie achieved the historic milestone of becoming the first film directed by a woman to gross over $1 billion at the box office. With a budget of $100 million and approximately $100 million in marketing expenses, the film Barbie grossed a record-breaking $1.4 billion in theaters for Warner Bros. It's quite an achievement, don't you think? Which fact about the Barbie movie surprised you the most in this video, and what do you think about the story in general? I'm waiting for your comments under this video right now. My name is Dan K and this is the DK Now channel. See you soon. Bye.